So it's time for some real talk. I've had the iPhone 11 for the past 2 months and I've been using it on and off and exclusively for this past week in prep for this video here. And no, this is not a long-term review. I plan on doing one at the 6-month mark. The 2-month mark does not justify calling this video that. This video is more sharing what I've learned with the extended time that I've had this stuff that I didn't really know at the time of creating my full review. But before we continue here, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, as the algorithm likes that, and will help push my content to more people. First thing I gotta say about this phone is that I love the form factor. It truly is the Goldilocks of the iPhone line right now. I love how light it is. I love that it's not this gigantic thing in my pocket. The 11 Pro Max had been my primary daily driver, especially before I switched to this phone for the sake of this video like a week and a half ago. And that phone is just gigantic. It's huge, it's heavy, and I just love how light and freeing having this phone is. It also fits pretty ergonomically in my pretty average size hands, and the screen size is not too big to the point where you can't kind of one-hand it, and not too small to the point where, you know, typing and media consumption just isn't as enjoyable. Second up, battery life. I had been preaching about the 11 Pro Max and how great its battery was, and it really is. It's probably one of the best performing smartphones in regard to screen on time at the moment, but this phone I think is underrated. It gets really decent battery life. I use it pretty much the same amount as my 11 Pro Max, the same way and everything. And I end days with 40%, 50% charge remaining sometimes, and wireless charging is really great with it as well. I've had absolutely no issues getting through the day, more so than I had thought with my initial full review. So battery life is really excellent with this. If you were thinking about buying the more expensive 11 Pro or the 11 Pro Max to get a little more juice out of your phone, I really wouldn't. That's not a really big reason why you should upgrade to the better, bigger, badder iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max. So this phone does get really admirable battery life, and you should have absolutely no issue, once again, getting through a whole day and then some with it. The next thing that I want to touch on is the ultra-wide camera on here. I have ranted and raved about how great ultra-wide cameras are and how if the phone is expensive, it should have one. But I'm gonna, kind of step back a little bit from that more extreme stance. I like the ultra-wide camera on here. I think it's really useful, especially in situations where you can't back up and in, some like architectural or like landscape photo situations. But I don't use it that much. I mean, that's just me. I'm one person with my own usage case, but I take, enough photos and I don't really find myself wanting to use it. I primarily use the wide angle lens, and if I want to zoom up on something, I zoom in, and that makes me miss the telephoto lens on my 11 Pro Max. In some ways, I kind of wish that Apple would have taken the Google Pixel 4 approach to the iPhone 11's camera setup, and I know that's super controversial to say, and even I, in my Google Pixel 4 review, ripped into Google for not adding an ultra-wide, but for the price of their phone, I think it was justified. Here, I think maybe users may benefit more from a telephoto than an ultra-wide. I may be wrong, that's just my case, but I do find myself zooming in more than I need to zoom out. Another aspect with camera is the video quality. It is just unbelievable. 4K 60 video and just 4K 30 video, the quality, the dynamic range, the audio coming out of this phone, this is like a secondary camera to me. I love using it. I shot several videos with it. And I'm going to continue using both my 11 and my 11 Pro Max to use as like a quick and easy camera for YouTube. If you're a content creator, this phone is amazing for video. I mean, Jonathan Morrison did a whole music video shoot with this. It's impressive. This is by no means a camera replacement, but the colors, the sharpness, the autofocus, the dynamic range, and the mic quality are just incredible, even with this more budget-oriented iPhone. Next up, I want to talk about my experience with the display on this device, and I actually forgot to record this part in my main A-roll, so here I am using the iPhone 11 to record this. This will give you the chance to see just how good the 4K 60 video and the onboard audio or mic recording is with this phone, like I said in my camera segment of this video. The display is just okay. It's not great. It's not the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It's definitely not as bright as the Pro Max, which is great for, outdoor usage and whatever. But it's good enough. Like I said in my initial review, most people are going to enjoy it for the most part. They will have no issue using it on the day-to-day. But with my perspective, knowing, what you can get with the more expensive phone, this just isn't the best display out there. Don't expect it to be. It has thicker bezels. It's not as sharp. It's not as bright. The colors are nowhere close to the Retina XDR display or the Super Retina XDR display on the 11 Pro and the Pro Max. So if you know what you're getting yourself into and you have no problem with it, if you're just an average user and you don't need the best display ever, then it should work fine. Like I said in my initial review, it's definitely good enough for most people. But if you are somebody who is a little bit more techie, you want to get the most out of your device, you want to have the best best, media consumption and, maybe even photo editing experience. This display in here just ain't it, chief. And last up here, I don't know what the hell I was thinking saying that the 11 doesn't feel quite as fast as the 11 Pro Max with some kind of refresh rate thing with its display. It's not true. After using this more in depth, I noticed no difference. Apps open up just the same. Multitasking is just the same. Gaming, just the same. Everything is the same in terms of the overall smoothness of the UI and just performance-wise. This phone has the same exact processor as the 11 Pro and the Pro Max, and to no one's surprise, it has the same performance. I once again don't know why I said otherwise. It's literally the same. And if you're not concerned with a better display, better battery life on top of the great battery life that you get here and extra camera features, I once again would not get the more expensive phone over this one, especially in the realm of performance. And yeah, that about wraps things up here. I hope this video helped you out. This truly is one of the best value iPhones ever created by Apple. I really do enjoy it, and I'm going to continue using it despite the fact that I do have the bigger, badder 11 Pro Max at my disposal. I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and subscribe for more content like this. Expect some more iPhone content. I'm going to have my 11 Pro Max after 2 months video coming soon, and expect a lot of MacBook Pro 16-inch coverage coming as well. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.